Ah, yes. The Notre Dame roast is finally done, and I can focus on relaxing and resting this weekend. Absolutely nothing will get in my way. I'm just going to sit back, watch the kids play, and enjoy a cold glass of bourbon. Ah, shit! I knew it was too good to be true. I knew some shit would happen this weekend. I took a gourmet meal out of Notre Dame, and the universe just can't leave me be. Fuck it, let's just get on with it. This was a back-and-forth contest pitting two of the best that the Big Ten has to offer. The outcome remains the same. Penn State loses lull. Despite running out to a 10-0 lead, Penn State blows two scoring opportunities inside the 5. One was on an interception, the other on a goal line stand. When that stand happened, Ohio State broke out the old playbook from Jim Tressel and ran the ball 11 times down your throat to choke your asses to death over a 5-minute period. It was an offensive line masterclass. Will Howard gets his revenge after being scorned by Penn State years ago as a recruit. Was he a little sloppy? Yeah. Did he also prove his point? Oh, hell yeah. James Franklin, on the other hand, is booed off the field and even into the tunnel. Penn State didn't score a single touchdown on offense, as he is now 1-13 against top 5 opponents in his tenure. Overall, Penn State is 1-22 against top 5 opponents since 2000. He said it best. Expectations are high in Happy Valley, and he still can't deliver. If I was him, I would start having a bag packed up just in case you need to go on an uninspected trip for Christmas. The first of two teams that were coming in ranked 11th this week. Apparently they legit tied in the AP poll. Iowa State has been on a tear this season and is set to have its best start in program history. Just need to take down Texas Tech. Yet the Red Raiders are proven to be a difficult foe. Back and forth we go in the rain, and it shows as both quarterbacks are throwing interceptions. However, late in the fourth, Rocco Becht finds Carson Brown for the go-ahead touchdown to take the lead. Why are you going for two?
High snap, Becht on the rollout. And the pass is incomplete in the end zone.
You fucking morons. Tech is going to win now, aren't they?
Here's next to him, yep. Direct snap, Brooks to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas Tech has the lead over unbeaten Iowa State with 19 seconds left.
Taj Brooks sends the Cyclones to the showers with a game-winning touchdown run. The Cyclones have been pressed into a muddy tortilla, and frankly, they let it happen. The mistakes and turnovers as well as poor coaching decisions cost them here. However, I wouldn't worry about missing out on a conference title shot just yet. See, the Wildcats have been having a lot of trouble getting going all afternoon against Houston. Granted, they have a 19-10 lead at the start of the fourth, but look who smells blood in the water.
Sets and throws, and that is eventually picked off by Wilson. He breaks back this way. Wilson inside the 10. Pop pass over the top. It's Carr, the former basketball player.
After stalling out on 2 straight 3-and-outs, Houston decides to call game.
It's a run. Zeon Chriss got his way through, and he may go. Chriss is in. Houston leads out of nowhere.
Now, there's no need to panic, Kansas State. There's still roughly 2 minutes left with all 3 timeouts. A slow drive to set up a shot for a touchdown is all you need.
At the top of the screen, the tight end. Johnson throws right down the middle. Intercepted by Batten.
What do we learn today? Store brand Will Howard is not the same as the name brand. 2 picks at the worst possible times isn't going to get it done, man. And now the Wildcats are on the outside looking in on the Big 12 championship. Wait a minute. Is Colorado going to get to the Big 12 title game? Well, turn out the lights. The party's over, Aggies. Your time at the top of the SEC was very short-lived as you got absolutely curb-stomped by the Gamecocks. It was so bad, in fact, I didn't think it would be fair to annihilate you. So instead, I reached out to one of your own.
Howdy, I'm Bull Muscle, Texas A&M class of 2017, Gig 'em. Obviously, the result on Saturday is not what we're looking for, and hats off to the South Carolina Gamecocks. They outplayed us, and they deserve to win. That effort produced an incredible fan base, as it always does in Williams-Brice Stadium. Incredibly underrated place to play, and Williams-Brice Stadium at night is such a difficult venue. I was surprised by how poorly, in particular, the defense played against South Carolina. I wasn't expecting the offense to run miracles. I think Beamer had his boys on lock, but I was very, very disappointed by the poor tackling in particular. The amount of broken tackles that Lenoris Sellers and Rocket Sanders were able to accrue was not like something I'd seen from any other Elko coach defense in any other game. And that's credit to them. They played fantastic, but that's very uncharacteristic of a Mike Elko-led defense. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I do feel like Coach Elko and crew will have the boys ready for the upcoming 2 weeks. Obviously, there's a bye in there. That's going to give A&M 9 wins. Again, unless something goes very much awry. For Mike Elko's first year, how can you complain with that? 9 wins and a win over LSU, that's pretty good. Obviously, we'll set the Texas game aside because, especially this year, after 13 years of waiting, I don't think the records matter for that one. All things considered, as an A&M fan, I'm still very happy with the way the program's sitting right now. I can't complain. As for the quarterback controversy, I don't think Marcel Reed played well enough against South Carolina to justify being the lock starter. That being said, Connor Wegman's got questions too. I think the status of Le'Veon Moss and the running game are going to be critical in terms of determining who should start. If Le'Veon Moss comes back and is able to get back by, let's say, the Texas game, you have a much more dynamic rushing threat. Not to take anything away from Amari Daniels or E.J. Smith, but Le'Veon Moss is very good. So if you have a much more dynamic running attack, I think that makes Marcel Reed a much better option. Overall, A&M is on the right track. I can't complain. Could be a whole lot worse. Again, 7-2 for a first-year head coach. Most reasonable fans should and will take that with a smile on their face. So hats off to South Carolina, though. They played great.
Thanks, buddy. My friend Bull Muscle is a nuclear engineer and a runway model who does weightlifting streams and gives advice. If you're looking for diet planning, workout planning, personal finance advice, or anything else related to self-improvement, go drop him a like or write him at askbullmuscle@gmail.com. And now, let's get on with the rest of this. I smell some Clemsoning ahead. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Clemson didn't just lose, they got the ever-loving shit beaten out of them. It's not even like Louisville is this amazing team that is in the ACC title hunt or anything. They've already gotten beat by Miami, Notre Dame, and SMU. Clemson had the ball longer, had more yards of total offense, and still got their dick stomps. This is the kind of loss that can signal the end of an era for a program. I don't think Dabo is on the hot seat or anything. He's probably going to have this job until he retires or resigns. The players on the roster aren't bad or anything either, but it's become very clear changes must be made. Good is not good enough when the legacy of you have built is national championships. Fun fact, recruiting alone isn't enough anymore, Dabo. You need to utilize the fucking portal as well. You don't need to go bonkers like Florida State did, but do something, man. This loss secures 2 things. First, Clemson's getting the ultimate wake-up call. Time to modernize and change tact. The second thing? SMU is in full control of their destiny. They just annihilated the previously undefeated Pitt Panthers. The SMU Mustangs in year 1 of ACC play now sit behind Miami at the top of the conference. This team that at one point was the laughingstock of college football is now seeing success not seen since the days of Eric Dickerson in the Southwest Conference. After a slow start, the Mustangs have shown down the stretch that they have the ability to not only compete, but to win the ACC and make the playoffs. Fueled by Brashard Smith, Kevin Jennings, and over 30 years of pain, the Mustangs are poised to finally put the ghosts of the death penalty to rest and become a power once more. With the final 3 games being against Boston College, Virginia, and Cal, the road to Charlotte and a date with Miami for the ACC title is within your grasp. Don't fuck it up, Dallas. Alright, real quick, let's take a look and see where everything stands in the Power 4. In the ACC, it's really a foregone conclusion at this point that we're looking at Miami versus SMU for the chip, barring one of them losing in the next 3 weeks. Considering their schedules are fairly soft, this is unlikely to happen, but you never know. In the Big 12, BYU controls its destiny while Iowa State tries to stay ahead of Colorado. Kansas State is on the outside looking in, but could sneak in the final week of the season if they knock off Iowa State and get some help by having Colorado lose again. The Big Ten is where things get a little bit more murky. Oregon controls their destiny, and frankly, no one is going to fucking stop them. Their dance partner in Indianapolis, on the other hand, is far from decided. While Ohio State now has a crucial tiebreaker over Penn State, undefeated Indiana awaits them in a few weeks in a game that will all but decide the Big Ten championship game, as well as potentially a playoff spot. Finally, we reach the clusterfuck known as the SEC. Georgia leads for now, but A&M, Tennessee, and Texas are all in the hunt still. Not to mention, there's always a chance a two-loss LSU, Ole Miss, or even Alabama could squeak in and cause some chaos. Check back on this in the next week or two and see if anything changes. Playoff ball drops this Tuesday, so make sure to tune in on Tuesday night for live reactions on This Week in College Football. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going back to my whiskey.